Yo, what's going on? Today we're gonna talk about the city mouse versus the country mouse in Chainsaw Man, and I think like a general idea that people usually get after like analyzing the city versus the country mouse is some people initially assume that the country mouse is a life that's living in complacency, while I really do think that what it means is that the city mouse is actually being more complacent than being the country mouse. And I think it's a fair assertion to make that the city mouse is a life that's lived in the pursuit of superficial goals, whether it's food, you know, some whatever Denji's wants are, they're all very superficial. Whether it's revenge from Aki or I don't even know, there's like other characters, but just being the city chasing that goals of very superficial rewards. While on the other hand, the country mouse, I feel like it takes more risks and takes more conscious effort in order to get to a place where things you value are above what is like initially on the surface level. And I think Makima's kind of like a symbol where she's able to, where people say like she's always watching over, where she's basically controlling everyone, where she wants everyone to kind of be her dog, basically. And this kind of symbolism of trying to be a dog for Makima is almost like how you give up your soul in pursuit of some goal, whether it's to make more money, whether it's to, climb the social ladder or whatever. You're almost giving a part of yourself up and towards authority figures in order to get a sense of like future goals or something, or a sense of working towards a higher goal. And while this can work in the short term, this symbolism of Makima and like the dog kind of shows that in the long term, it's not going to work, where it's very likely that you will be like put onto the side, you'll be swept away, and just as fast as you gave everything to a certain cause, just as fast as you'll be thrown away. And I think this could be like shown in Chainsaw Man, where Makimashi is like willing to use her dogs and use Denji as much as she wants, promise him a life where he will be able to have everything, grant him all his wishes. However, when it gets to the point where her true intentions come out, then you realize that all the work he's done, everything really didn't matter, and he really was just a pawn to her ultimate goal of having more and more control. And basically, a lot of the times his own um, sacrifices were all in pursuit of her own selfish goals. And while it does seem like, have some sort of ulterior meaning, at the end of the day, it's very surface level, where in the end, she just really wants to see the world burn and she wants that control. And yeah, that's basically it. And when she talks about wanting to also liking the city, or not even the city mouse, what I mean is the country mouse. When she says that she too likes the country mouse, she's saying that she can basically change things and change the course of history, affect people's lives. She's basically saying that she likes to watch chaos ensue and she doesn't like people like being safe or comfortable in that sense. So, yes. So I would say that people say that the country mouse means you're being complacent, but I think for the country mouse, it's almost like escaping her sphere of control. If Makima is like the symbol of, control and all that, and she kind of likes to, have like the ultimate control over everything, and I think that's really what like her character represents, and her motivations kind of entails like what action she takes in the end. And for Makima, the country mouse is technically out of her control. So when she takes that step to, in her analogy, use dogs in order to kill the country mouse, it's almost like she's taking further control on things that, are outside of her control. And okay, wait. don't know why there's just the pop sound. But yes, so that's basically it. When you're the country mouse, you're outside of that sphere of control. Makima, because she's able to watch over everything, I think it's more likely that being the city mouse, while it seems like it means you're taking control over your life to get what you want, I feel like it points more towards following superficial desires and being controlled and by, higher authorities, then how every move you make, everything you do is always being watched. You're always in the fear of things happening, of losing everything in a second, and just the lack of any reciprocity or loyalty.